Hi there, this is Chris from Moto Legends, the chap in the cap, here to talk to you about a pair of gloves, one of our favourite pairs of gloves from Swedish maker Halvarsons. Now, many of you will have heard of Halvarsons. It is a Swedish company. To tell the truth, I don't know whether all Swedes are boring, I'm sure they're not, but as a company, Halvarsons is not the most exciting, not the most dynamic, not the flashiest, not the most functional, sorry, not the most fashionable. I suppose I would liken Halvarsons products to Volvo's cars. Again, not the flashiest, the most exciting, but when you get a Volvo, you know that everything has been put together well, has been put together thoughtfully, that it's all going to work, that it's all going to last. That's the way we feel about Halvarsons products. And this glove, which is called the Beast glove, is no exception. Now, it's a little bit of a hybrid of a glove in that there are really three different types of glove on the market. There's a proper winter glove, a full winter glove, which will have a waterproof membrane and a thermal lining. There is a summer glove, which will be leather or textile and have neither a thermal nor a waterproof membrane, because you will want the air to flow in and for your hand to be able to breathe properly. And there is a summer waterproof glove. A summer waterproof glove is the kind of glove that is good enough for most of us. It's the kind of glove that you would wear from, say, the beginning of April through to October. With heated grips, you might be able to go a little bit deeper into winter. But these gloves have a waterproof membrane, so they keep the worst of the wind off. They are warm enough to wear on most days. You can kind of get away with them on very warm days. It would have to be up in, say, the 30s before you really couldn't wear a summer waterproof glove. This glove is a glove that has the benefits of a summer waterproof glove. It's a very light glove, but it does have some thermal filling inside it, but it's a very high-tech thermal called Outlast. So this is a glove that I think you could wear right through the summer, except on the hottest days, and you could wear much deeper into the winter than you could do a normal summer waterproof glove. So let's just talk through the glove and some of the detailing on it. In terms of protection, you've got a soft knuckle protector here. Jury's out at times whether a hard knuckle protector is better. Those hard protectors don't always absorb impact because they just transmit any impact directly to the hand. And also, because they're a hard, sharp piece with sharp edges, there are instances where a hard knuckle protector can actually do more harm than good. So, rightly or wrongly, whether you prefer hard knuckle protectors or soft knuckle protectors, this glove, the Beast, has a soft knuckle protector. You've also got protectors on all of the minor knuckles. You've got soft protectors here on the palm, the scaphoid here. This is a great place to have a protector. If you have an accident and come off the bike, it is, if you have time, it's an instinct of us all to put our hands out to break our fall. And if that happens, it's often the palm of the hand that lands first. It's good practice to have some kind of slider or protector here. Extra layers of leather on the fingers, across the palm here. Nice strong piece of leather between the forefinger and the thumb. That's designed so if your thumb is pulled back in an accident, and that happens a lot again, if you come off the bike and your hands are on the handlebars, that can put a lot of pressure here. So rather than have your thumb bent all the way back, a piece of leather there can help keep that in place. High art. High art is a material, I suppose I might liken it to Kevlar or an aramid. In fact, it's not an aramid at all, it's made very differently, but high art is Halvarsons' own abrasion resistant material. And they put that in this glove. So in addition to the leather that you've got all over the palm, you have a layer of high art, which when it's applied to a textile increases the strength of the textile by 500%, so times 6. When it's applied to leather, it increases the strength of leather by a factor of 200%, so times 3. So even though this is still a very light glove, very easy to wear, you could wear this, as I've said, most of the year round, it is a really protective glove. In terms of comfort, you've got accordion stretch panels here, here on the fingers, and you've got one on the thumb. So easy articulation on the bike, no problems there. Keep the gloves secured, keep it in place. You have one on the wrist here and another one on the cuff. It's a nice length of cuff, not a long cuffed glove, but it's certainly long enough to go under the jacket, and certainly a glove like this, in our view, is always designed to be worn under the jacket. If you wear the jacket inside the cuff, water's going to come inside. What you want to be able to do is put this under the cuff of the jacket. You've undone the zip, you will do the zip up, tighten it with the Velcro. That will stop rain coming down into the glove or stop rain coming up. The most trick feature, however, of this glove is probably its thermal lining. It's Outlast. Now, Outlast is very clever stuff. It was developed for the NASA space program, and it's a temperature regulating facility. It's a membrane and it stores heat in paraffin molecules. It stores that heat. When there is heat around it, it attracts it, it holds it, and then when it senses that the body is cooling down, it plays it back to the body. So it has a number of uses. If you're going out on a cold day, you need to get some heat into the gloves before you wear them. Now, walking around the house with a pair of gloves on isn't awfully practical. So if you're going out on a cold day with these gloves, the idea is to leave them by a radiator for 10, 15, 20 minutes, get some heat into them. You'll put the gloves on, the heat will be there. When your hands get cold, it will play it back. The major benefit of Outlast, however, is that it transfers heat. It moves heat around the membrane. So these gloves are particularly good if you have heater grips. There are a number of gloves out there with Outlast, so they're all the same, but an Outlast glove is a fantastic glove to wear when you've got heater grips, especially if you want lightness, because the membrane is not awfully thick. It's not a big, thick, hollow fiber padded lining. So when you have this glove around a heater grip, that grip gets hot. Your hand is obviously hot, but it'll pass the heat around the back of the hand. And that's why we often say to people that if you want one glove that you can wear pretty much all year round, if you can only afford or only want one glove, this is the glove you would go for. You could wear it, as I've said, most days during the summer, certainly from April onwards. If you've got heated grips, you could wear this into October, November. Are there warmer gloves? Yes, if you really have cold hands and if you're regularly up in the morning, commuting at 5 a.m. in the morning and it's 0 degrees, there's probably a warmer glove, but this isn't far off. The membrane, it has, just one other factor I wanted to mention, it has what's called MC Fit, which means it's laminated to the ends of the fingers. Now, the entire membrane is not laminated, so this glove can, in the heaviest rain, soak a bit of rain in. Your hand will not get wet, but yes, this can soak some moisture in. One point that I should make about every pair of gloves, but as this doesn't have a laminated membrane, I wanted to make the point about these gloves. There is a way of removing a glove that stops the membrane coming apart, stops the inner lining coming out. Because even though the membrane in this glove is laminated, the comfort liner, the internal liner, the kind of pile liner as it were, can pull out. It's stitched in place, but if you put enough pressure on it, it will come apart. And we quite often have people come into the shop saying, look what's happened, my liner has come out. The liner has not come out, you have pulled it out. You have had to exert a fair amount of force to pull the liner out. There's a way that you can avoid ever pulling the liner out. You just have to have a little bit or show a little bit of care and do it properly. You do not pull each finger individually and then just yank them off. That may look like James Bond, but it doesn't work. What you need to do is get your hand over all 4 fingers and then just pull the glove off. When you do that, the lining is held in place with your other hand. The lining cannot come out. I'm not suggesting that this glove is any more prone to that phenomenon than any other glove, but it is something that you should be aware of because a lot of people yank the lining out. They think it's a warranty issue, and I have to tell you, even though sometimes we get away with it, technically it's not. You have pulled the liner out. The liner didn't come out on its own. You've got a glove that's maybe too small for you. You've got a hand that's got very hot. The glove has got incredibly wet. Something has happened. You've gone and pulled it off and you have yanked the liner out. Anyway, this is the Beast glove from Hal Varsons, a glove that you can wear pretty much in any conditions. Price is $99.99, so it's a fantastic value glove. We sell summer gloves at this price. We've got winter gloves at twice the price. I think that's an amazing price point. It's another feature of Hal Varsons. We often term it 90% rucker quality for 50% rucker money, and I think that very much applies to these gloves. If you'd like to know more about the gloves, visit the website www.motolegends.com. If you'd like to subscribe to our bulletins, we have new products coming into the building pretty much every day of the week. When products come in, we send out an email bulletin to tell everyone what those products are, what their features and benefits are. Sometimes we wait until later the week and do a roundup, but if you would like to know about all that's new and exciting in the world of motorcycle apparel, then visit the website. On the front page we have lots of little squares, we call them tiles. There's one there to subscribe to our email bulletins, and then we will tell you whenever anything new comes into the building. If you prefer to get your information about motorcycle products and video graphically, then we would love you to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that. You can subscribe by clicking on the button below here, the subscribe button. If you are so excited by these gloves that you feel that you cannot live without a pair, want to read more about them and maybe even purchase a pair, you can go directly to the relevant page on the website on the button top right of the screen. Anyway, this has been Chris at Moto Legends. These are the Halvarsons Beast gloves, $99.99. Fantastic all year round glove. You won't find better value. You'll barely find a better glove. Good talking to you. This was Chris. See you soon.